Yes, ladies, even Christian men are grabbing their passports. One of the things that I've observed just about church and having been in church my entire life, when it comes to dating and just mating in general, there's high emphasis on wanting to do things God's way, which I'm totally about. Like, I love the idea of having standards and not falling prey to this whole Thotiana culture. Now, with that though, however, it can be easy for women to not be prepared on how to navigate things practically. Like, sometimes there's such an emphasis on like spiritual things, praying, fasting, all that stuff, which is super important, understanding the word, but there's not necessarily a clear understanding on how to actually navigate practically and actually understanding the dating trends and understanding just not only like the trends that are happening in the world, but how that is or has impacted the church. And so the reason I'm saying, yeah, Christian men are grabbing their passports is because there's a lot of men outside of the world or even in the church who serve God, who love God, who really feel like feminism has done a number on women. And feminism in church has it's gotten to the point to where there's men who don't even really feel comfortable. They feel like they're on the attack when they go to certain churches, especially some of the more larger mega churches. And so yes, there are men out there who serve God, who love God. They may even attend a church, but when it comes to them wanting to find a traditional wife or find a wife who is very much in line with wanting to have a family, wanting to have kids, not fearing submission, they may feel like they have a hard time even finding that in some of these churches. And so they will silently go abroad. They will silently look at options abroad for other God fearing women who also tend to have more traditional cultural values. So this is just not just men, who are outside of church or men who are outside of different religions. This is also impacting men within the church, Christian church. And so I do think, especially as Christian women, that it is important to seek God's will and to pray and to do all the spiritual things to prepare yourself, but we also want to get practical. And I say one of the main things to do is start to listen. When I started to listen to some of these complaints of men, maybe I didn't agree with some of their tone or everything, but there were a lot of concerns that I thought were legitimate. And feminism has, I think, really done a disservice in some of us as far as causing us to fear the idea of being submissive in a marriage, causing us to fear just the role of men in general. And I think as a woman of God, it's something that you can ask yourself, hey, have I bought into some of these lies that is not only negatively impacting me, but could be negatively impacting my dating life? Just something to think about.